Remarkably worrying that both Nigel Farage and others who've been asking questions are demonized in this fashion. In fact, where contempt of court is being used, where all sorts of measures have been done for people posting things and also for just shouting or saying things on protests. I think we all need to take a step back and say, what is the country we want to live in? Are we allowed to debate and discuss? Are we allowed to know what's going on? There is obviously a concern whenever a case might be prejudiced. It's important that it's not. But taking the country as fools actually creates the very conditions that people like Keir Starmer and others, are saying they don't want. When people understand that they're not being told everything, when they are purposely being told some things, it's presented as a young child or someone that's, don't talk about their background or anything like that, and people then speculate. And by the way, in a free society, we should be allowed to speculate and debate. Right, that is not something that should ever be illegal. Can we speculate? We should remember some people want to speculate and allege things all the time, right? The people that are running things at the moment seem to think it's okay to speculate that people are far right, that they're conspiracists, that they're extreme. They do it all the time with a huge section of the British public that are concerned about everything from borders to integration to values. So they think it's okay for them to speculate about, certain things, but not others. And I think the British public, who are very calm and decent, are fed up with this kind of two-tier approach. We should remember, Kevin, that Jonathan Hall is actually KC, King's Counsel, is the government's terrorism czar, as well as Lord Cartile, who's a crossbench peer, right? He's not of any one particular fraternity. And he was a former independent reviewer of terrorism legislation. Both of them have come out and said more information should have been made public. It would avoid people coming up to any other conclusions. It would treat them seriously. But here's the rub, Kevin. We've seen it with things like the counter-disinformation unit being brought in. We've seen it with how we were treated during lockdowns. The idea that we have to be nudged, that we have to be told certain things, we have to be spun, that the public can't be trusted, and that actually only some people, the good and the great, or with the right type of ideas, should be allowed to discuss and debate and say things. And people are getting very upset with being treated in this fashion. It's dangerous for democracy and it's unacceptable. So I think, certainly at the Together Association and Declaration, we've constantly made the point that we don't want just technocrats just telling us all the time how it is. We need to be able to engage. We need to be able to have our voices heard. We need to have the public treated seriously. We're grown up. And that's something that we're going to continue to argue for consistently. There's going to be more things we're doing with various groups about this. And I think it's really essential that we can ask these questions and get some clear answers.